check out our lovely studio, see our amazing guests, and don't forget to download our brand new Channel Africa app on your Apple or your iOS, or was it iOS or Android device, so you can take us with you wherever you go. Now, artificial intelligence isn't just reshaping the world, it's redefining Africa's future. Now, this year, Meta spotlighted the continent's brightest tech minds through the 2025 Meta Llama Impact Accelerator program, empowering young innovators to use AI to solve real African challenges. From smarter healthcare and digital education to next-gen agriculture and public safety tools. The program celebrated founders who are using technology for good. Now, with demo day events hosted across Nigeria, Senegal, Kenya, and South Africa, winners walked away with a combined sum of $50,000 in funding and a chance to compete for $100,000 more at the AI Summit in Dubai. Now, to discuss how this initiative is shaping Africa's AI-powered future, we are joined by Balkissa Ide Siddo, Meta's Director for Public Policy across Sub-Saharan Africa. Balkissa, thank you so much for your time. Welcome to The Upside. Let's talk about the launch of the Llama Impact Accelerator program. What inspired it specifically for the Sub-Saharan African region?
Thank you so much for having me. So you said it, Meta Llama Impact Accelerator 2025 program really aims to support promising African founders in tackling real-world challenges by leveraging Llama, which is Meta's cutting-edge AI language model to create locally relevant, inclusive, and scalable solutions across Africa. So all applicants actually outdid themselves. I can cite maybe two examples here that really inspired me. One of them is DPA from Kenya. They won first place for using AI, Llama, to deliver localized health messages, making public health communication more effective. The other example is Eshiria Ventures. They're also impressed by creating Kenya's first multilingual digital paralegal, expanding access to legal support.
That sounds very impressive. It's brilliant ideas and brilliant concepts. Are they scalable, though? I hope it was not just a matter of, hearing all these amazing ideas, but are they scalable ideas that can actually have impact in the real world?
So all the selected startups actually targeted urgent, high-impact issues in key sectors for us in Africa. Those are healthcare, education, agriculture, public services, and public safety. Example, Marmar from Nigeria. They created an AI-native electronic medical records, which reduces medical errors. There is also Kaju from Senegal. So they created an offline AI-powered e-learning for community health workers. There is also ePharma from South Africa. They created an AI marketplace that connects farmers to fair pricing buyers. So collectively, all these startups actually show how AI can improve access, accuracy, and efficiencies in sectors that directly affect people's daily life and actually sectors that are key for the continent.
And we'd love to hear that. Solutions being created by Africans for Africa. We are talking all things 2025 Meta Llama Impact Accelerator program, which was an empowering platform to empower young innovators to use AI to solve real African challenges. And we'll continue our conversation with Balkissa Ide Siddo, Meta's Director for Public Policy across Sub-Saharan Africa, right after this.
Where Africa's voices rise with stories that matter, we lead the conversation.
Channel Africa, the African perspective.
Siyabangena manje. Vito Jablan Kolele imagoda. Jablan is a young man from Giyani in Limpopo in South Africa. Very easy guy, taking things easy. To know me is to know that I love what I do, which I'm crazy about it. So when you hear me on radio, expect the best. Expect great music. Expect great content. Expect 180 minutes of nothing but fun. You'll find me on the morning reset, 3 to 6 a.m., Monday to Friday. Siyabangena baba. Ay. Mbuleke.
The Upside, taking the African perspective to fresh levels.
It's 21 minutes after 1 p.m. Central African Time. Artificial intelligence is redefining Africa's future, and Meta are at the forefront. We're talking about this year's 2025 Meta Llama Impact Accelerator program, which was an empowering platform for young innovators to use AI to solve real African challenges. And the winners walked away with a combined sum of $50,000 in funding and a chance to compete for $100,000 more at the AI Summit in Dubai. And we're still joined on the line by Meta's Director for Public Policy across Sub-Saharan Africa, Balkissa Ide Siddo. Balkissa, let's talk about the impact of AI on the African continent when it comes to development in healthcare, because for a lot of people it seems fairly new. We're still trying to navigate and understand how it works and how we can maximize it. But talk to us about the impact of AI, and perhaps that's where efforts need to be directed towards so that we can improve our knowledge and understanding of this tool to develop Africa.
This is a great question. At Meta, we really see AI as a catalyst for inclusive growth and, most importantly, practical problem solving. And the Impact Accelerator program has really been instrumental in fostering a new wave of AI innovation across the continent. And we did so in collaboration, very close collaboration with local partners and national ministries. So our approach as Meta really centers on local collaboration. And we work with local partners to ensure that AI tools like Llama reflect African languages and reality.
At what age need one start looking at AI, Balkissa? Because I know that a lot of kids have access to AI tools now, but they may not necessarily understand the full impacts thereof. But where can we start sort of encouraging schools to bring AI programs and curriculums into the schools? At what ages do you think we should start bringing those in, as early as possible, or when they have a better understanding of how life works, for example?
In my opinion, when it comes to AI and Africa, the future really lies in creating scalable, locally relevant AI solution for Africa's unique needs and key sectors. So that said, really, policymakers need to think very carefully about the policies that they need to make, that they need to put in place to create an environment that is enabling for innovation, for technology, for AI. And before, even starting to use complex AI tools, there are actually different building blocks that can be put in place. And even at a younger stage, as a younger age, so they are specific kind of training or skills that kids could be, supported in terms of building those. And complexity can increase as they grow, as they grasp, different content, different topics and different topics around AI innovation more broadly. So I think it's very important to develop things like critical thinking, develops things like problem solving and all of that at a younger stage. And then later on, start introducing AI tools and start challenging them in building solutions that are adequate to the needs on the continent and in their own communities.
You received quite a few projects and quite a few innovations this year at the 2025 Meta Llama Impact Accelerator program. Was there one or two that stood out over and above the winners and some that you've already mentioned? Were there a few solutions that were brought to your attention that you perhaps didn't even think about as a viable solution on the African continent, but some child thought, yes, there's something happening in my community, and I think AI would be the perfect tool to solve it? Were there some projects that caught you off guard, but in a good way?
Look, all the projects we received caught us off guard. And it's really a testament to how creative the continent is. I've been super impressed by how startups use localized languages and offline capability. And this really embodies the inclusive AI philosophy that's Meta, but also our local partners are all in for.
And how does Meta play a role in ensuring that AI becomes accessible? You had mentioned inclusivity. I would imagine accessibility is also a big point to ensure that people have access to it, from remote villages to the cities. How does Meta play a role in ensuring that accessibility is practical on the African continent, especially in areas where there's not much infrastructure development?
So we work very closely with our local partners and governments to understand what are the key gaps. And based on those, and of course, company priorities, we then make a strategic investment. Those could be in different sectors. It really depends on the need locally. And when it comes to AI in particular, so we have invested quite heavily in models that are accessible to all developers, innovators for free. And we're also investing in, like training, tools that are easily accessible online, connecting investors with founders, and just helping startups scale and refine their innovations.
Are there specific industries that there's a current gap where AI can obviously provide a solution for, that we have not perhaps paid attention to, that we need to over the next 5-10 years?
Look, when it comes to AI, I have to say that the possibilities are probably limited, and it all really depends, I would say, on the local needs. And we have seen with the program that we launched, so the Llama Impact Accelerator program, that's creativity is the only limits, really, when it comes to AI. And African innovators have, again, proved that. So I wouldn't be able to point you to a specific sector. All that I will say is that creativity is the limit when it comes to that.
And Balkissa, how can we get involved in the 2025 Meta Llama Impact Accelerator program? All right, this one has passed, but how can we get involved in next year's program so that we can prepare in advance?
So we continue, we'll communicate about it. What I would say here is that keep it tuned and wait for updates from Meta. You can check on the Meta on the Meta Africa Facebook Africa, page. You can also check our website regularly for updates. Most important when it comes to preparing yourself for the next program would really be to start thinking carefully about solutions that are locally relevant, that are ethical, that are inclusive, and that respond to needs in your local communities. And think creatively how you can leverage AI Llama to solve those needs.
All right, Balkissa, thank you so much for your time this afternoon, and thank you to Meta for spearheading AI and artificial intelligence on the African continent to solve African problems. We really appreciate your time and the program that you've set up.
Thank you for having me.
The voice of Balkissa Ide Siddo, Meta's Director for Public Policy across Sub-Saharan Africa. They held the 2025 Meta Llama Impact Accelerator program. Now, this was a platform used to empower young innovators to use AI to solve real African challenges, from smarter healthcare and digital education to next-gen agriculture and public safety tools. I think the key there is, what are some of the issues or challenges that you're experiencing in your own community? And perhaps AI could be that very tool to bring about a solution for that problem. We often want to reach very far in terms of bringing solutions to our countries, our continent, but start in your own community. What have you identified there where an AI tool can help solve that problem? It's 30 minutes after 1 p.m. Central African time. Let's get the latest sports with Musibudi Makura.
Get the news, music, and